BTS, also known as Bangtan Sonyeondan or Beyond the Scene, is not just a music group. They are a cultural force that has transcended borders and language barriers. Comprising 7 members, RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook, BTS started from humble beginnings and rose to become global superstars. Their journey has been filled with monumental highs, difficult lows, and an inspiring revival that continues to influence millions around the world. The rise of BTS, from obscurity to global stardom. BTS debuted on June 13, 2013, under Big Hit Entertainment, a relatively small company in South Korea at the time. The group was introduced with the song No More Dream, which set the tone for their early music, youthful rebellion, social commentary, and raw emotion. Unlike most K-pop acts who focused heavily on visuals and catchy hooks, BTS was unafraid to discuss serious topics such as mental health, societal pressure, and personal growth. In their early years, BTS faced considerable skepticism. They were from a small agency, had no connections in the highly competitive K-pop industry, and were often overlooked by mainstream media. However, the group built a loyal fan base, known as ARMY, through social media, behind-the-scenes content, and consistent interaction with fans. Their big break came in 2015 with the album The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 1, which showed a more artistic and introspective side of BTS. The follow-up albums, Part 2 and Young Forever, solidified their reputation for storytelling through music. In 2016 and 2017, BTS released Wings and You Never Walk Alone, albums that blended themes of temptation, self-discovery, and resilience. Their fame began to expand internationally. They made appearances on American TV, won Top Social Artist at the Billboard Music Awards, and performed at the American Music Awards, marking a huge turning point. By 2018, BTS had officially broken into the global music scene with their Love Yourself series. They became the first Korean act to top the Billboard 200 chart with Love Yourself, Tear, followed by Answer and Persona. They sold out stadiums worldwide, performed on Saturday Night Live, and were even invited to speak at the United Nations. Their message of self-love, perseverance, and hope resonated with fans across all cultures and age groups. They weren't just idols, they were role models. The fall, burnout, backlash, and uncertainty. With extreme success comes intense pressure. As BTS continued their meteoric rise, cracks began to show behind the scenes. The demanding schedules, the weight of global attention, and the constant need to meet high expectations began to take a toll. In 2019, despite releasing Map of the Soul, Persona to critical acclaim, rumors of disbandment and burnout began to surface. The members, particularly Suga and RM, spoke openly about the mental strain they were experiencing. In a brutally honest documentary titled Break the Silence, the group revealed the emotional toll of fame and the loneliness they sometimes felt despite their massive popularity. Then came 2020 and the COVID-19 pandemic. BTS had planned a world tour, Map of the Soul, which had to be canceled. Like many artists, they turned to virtual concerts and online interactions, but the inability to connect physically with their fans was disheartening. Still, they managed to release B, an introspective album created during quarantine, and the English-language hit single Dynamite, which became their first #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. While their music was still successful, tensions within the group and the fandom began to rise. BTS faced backlash over political stances, cultural misunderstandings, and controversies that were often sensationalized. The members were aging in a youth-centric industry and nearing the age for mandatory military service in South Korea, a looming issue that would eventually lead to a temporary pause in group activities. In June 2022, BTS announced they would be taking a break to focus on solo projects and individual growth. Though they insisted it wasn't a disbandment, the announcement sent shockwaves through the ARMY. It felt like the end of an era. The revival, BTS as solo artists and cultural icons. While the group paused its collective activities, each member began to shine in new ways. RM released Indigo, a critically acclaimed solo album. J-Hope performed at Lollapalooza. Jin released The Astronaut with Coldplay before enlisting. And Jungkook's solo track 7 broke streaming records. Suga embarked on a solo world tour, while V, Jimin, and the rest contributed to fashion, acting, and brand ambassadorships. Their hiatus was not a downfall, but rather a strategic transformation. BTS had already achieved what few groups ever could. Now they were expanding their individual brands while still carrying the BTS legacy. In 2023 and 2024, the members began enlisting for military service one by one. Yet, the fandom remained loyal, and BTS continued to be a significant cultural and economic force in South Korea. Merchandise, streaming, and digital presence continue to thrive. The group's comeback is expected in 2025, and anticipation is sky high. Their promise to reunite and make music together again has created a wave of excitement. It's no longer just about music, it's about loyalty, evolution, and the enduring connection between BTS and their fans. Conclusion: beyond the scene, beyond the limits. The story of BTS is a story of resilience, creativity, and deep emotional connection. They rose against the odds, faltered under the weight of their success, and found a way to rise again. Not just as a group, but as individuals who matured in front of the world. Their revival is not a return to the past, but a bold step into the future. BTS is no longer just a band. They're a symbol of how art, when made with sincerity and courage, can change lives and move the world. Their journey, still ongoing, serves as a powerful reminder that even in moments of uncertainty, hope and reinvention are always possible. As ARMY and the world await BTS's full return, one thing is certain: the best is yet to come. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about today's personality, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's or raw and real stories coming your way. Stay tuned.